Having a download this morning. Wanted to speak on gifts, people's gifts, intuitive gifts. I had a reading by a young man who is gifted, was born to read Akashic Records, and has been doing that on some level since he was 3 years old. And I had a reading with him, and I've had readings done from younger intuitives, much younger than me, who have very definitive gifts that you can perceive pretty readily. And I'm seeing a pattern that I just wanted to speak on, and I was getting a download on it, and that is how a person comes into their intuitive gifts has a lot to do with how they manifest those gifts in the world. And when I say that, what I mean is some of us, myself included, while we were born with these gifts, we were largely unaware of the gifts. We were aware of them on some minor, limited level, but as we aged and gained more knowledge and more wisdom and more experiences, we learned in real time to hone those gifts, what the gifts are, what they mean, how to distinguish the type of gift from other type of gifts. Because when I talk about type of gifts, talking about there's clairaudience, there's claircognizance, there's clairvoyance, the different ways that a person knows a thing. And in my experience, I came up as a talented and gifted kid who just knew stuff, and no one ever assigned it to any type of intuitive gift. I was just labeled as, oh, well, she's just naturally gifted. She's just smart. Perhaps they felt that I was academically more easily able to discern, remember, and regurgitate information. And that's the way that people perceived the gift. But as I grew older, I began to focus specifically on my spiritual growth and evolution. And I had an epiphany, and I was realizing that I know things because I'm getting downloads. I have what I call knowings. I can be talking to a person and a thought will come into my head and I will speak it. It'll be simultaneous. It's not like I'm in the beginning, it wasn't like, I think I'm getting a thought. Let me download it. Now let me tell it. No, the minute I had the thought, it came out of my mouth, and it would sound like I was very wise, but I started to realize I'm channeling, I'm receiving downloads that are relevant to the moment. So I'm in this phase of my life where I am honing those gifts. I'm recognizing that they are in fact intuitive gifts, and I'm working with those gifts to understand how they come, how to recognize them, how to use them for the highest good, and how to manifest those gifts in service to others. And it's a very meticulous process, not to be taken lightly. And so what I noticed when I have readings with some younger, readers, astrologists, numerologists, clairvoyants, channelers that have came in with these gifts and came in with the awareness of these gifts, there is a bit more of a reckless abandon in the use of those gifts that I'm noticing. That yes, they have codes, and those codes are coming through, information is coming through, but there's something that seems or feels missing in the manifestation of those gifts in service to others, that I feel is different than a person like myself who has I want to say, I don't want to say earned the gift, but to clarify, those individuals may have earned their gifts in past lives, and so they were born into this incarnation already with the gift, or they came in with the gift specifically because they chose a path to learn a lesson through those gifts early on. Whereas the path that I chose clearly was one where I would not be aware of my gift initially, but to grow into my gift. And so I think there is a different reverence when you grow into the gift and you learn about your gift as you experience and grow older in life. And so I guess the point I'm trying to make is there is a role for the different levels of light workers, I guess, if you will. None are higher than the other, but it's interesting just to understand the different ways that humans are engaging with their intuitive gifts. And it's helping me to learn more about myself and my gifts and how my gifts have come online and how that colors how I choose to manifest my gifts in service to others versus how others choose to manifest their gifts in service to others. It's just an observation, not a judgment, but it feels different coming from someone who skipped that whole process of coming into their knowing than someone who has dedicated their life to coming into their knowing. It's a very different vibration, I think. And in some ways a different appreciation for the gifts. In a lot of ways I feel more appreciative. I don't know. I can't judge how appreciative others are, but I feel very appreciative because of how much I have grown and evolved in terms of understanding my gifts. I'm grateful for the path that I have chosen, and I don't take that lightly when I use my gifts to serve others. And with that, I encourage all light workers to do the same.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know how these messages are resonating for you in the comment section. If you would like a personal reading, never hesitate to email me at violetflameconsults@gmail.com. Thanks again for stopping by.